Are you someone who has just been told that you may be the father of a child? If so, stop for a second and listen to this video because I have some important information that I want to give you. I'm just going to share a couple of tips that you should keep in mind at this point. You should check back for more videos later, but more importantly, come in for a consultation, as I will explain at the end of this video. But the first thing you need to realize is that you may not be the father. Now, the odds are relatively low, probably around 10% that you're not the father, but it's serious enough that you should be very careful about signing an affidavit of paternity or the child's birth certificate. Now, when you go to the hospital, if you go to the hospital, if you've been told before the child is born and you go there and you participate in that process, certain paperwork is going to be shoved in front of you at the hospital. Do not sign it. Do not sign it. Hold off and wait. I will explain to you in the consultation how best to explain the reason why you're not going to sign that paperwork. But for now, you should realize that when you sign that paperwork, when you acknowledge that you are the father of that child, you only have a short time window to rescind that acknowledgement, or you could be stuck forever having to support that child if it turns out that that child is not yours. There are men in the past who have signed these acknowledgments, who have sworn that they are the father of the child. Later, years later, they may find out they are not really the child's biological father, but the court doesn't care. Too bad, you signed it, you're the father, you're stuck with having to support this child. Meanwhile, the real biological father gets off free. That's not fair. So you need to protect yourself. Don't let pride get in the way. Don't think, well, of course I'm the father. She would never cheat on me. I'm great. She loves me. She would never ever do something like that. Believe me, it happens. It happens more often than you would think. And sometimes even the mother doesn't know for sure who the father of the child is. And when she's not sure, guess who she tends to pick? Guess who she tends to tell is the father. It's the one that makes more money. It's the one that she thinks will be a better provider, usually. Okay, so be very careful. Don't start signing things until you come in and talk to me about it, because I want to explain how best to go about this. And I have to do that in the context of a consultation. It's very important. The other thing you should be careful about is if you have a child, but nothing has been done through the courts, and you're supporting that child by just giving money directly to the mother, you could end up regretting that later, because here is what may happen. If you just give money to the mother, let's say you just give her cash, or you deposit money into her account, or you transfer money in some manner, if you don't clearly designate that that money is for child support, you've got to use that phrase, child support. Because if you don't do that, a judge is very likely going to find that that was a gift, if the mother won't agree that it was for child support. And believe me, I've seen many cases where they won't agree. They'll claim it wasn't for child support. They'll come up with all sorts of excuses. And right now she may love you, right now things are great, you've got an infant together, you're feeling these emotions, and it's a beautiful time in life. But things can get nasty later, and when they do, she's going to forget that that money was really for the child's support and not her support. She's going to say you were gifting that money to her, and the judge is probably going to agree. So you've got to go about this very, very carefully. So come in for a consultation so I can explain to you exactly how to do this the right way. You've got to protect yourself. You can't assume that things are going to be beautiful forever, because the reality is that in many cases it's not. And so hopefully you will never need this advice. But at least get the advice so that you will know what to do if that time comes when you actually need to implement it. So I hope you come back and watch more videos. I'm going to have more of these up. They're general informational. Be careful, because there are exceptions to a lot of the things I'm saying. So I don't want you to rely on something you're hearing through a video like this, but you need to come in for a consultation so I can tailor the advice for your specific situation. And I thank you for watching, and I hope you call me if you need help, and you probably do. If you've got a child or one is on the way, you do need help. Whether you realize it or not, call me. I'm looking forward to meeting with you, and thank you for watching this video.
Call Thomas Law Office today at 602-788-1395 to discuss your case in detail